somebody we was with dined and dashed. But we paid for our shit, but they still sat us all down. He was already gone. And I remember literally.
What restaurant was this?
Red Robin. Literally, it was a female there.
Hey,
and she wasn't in uniform or nothing. But she was with the police. And I said, bitch, who are you? Fuck is you looking at? Why the fuck are you here? And she was like, and one of the officers was like, that's my wife. I said, you brought your bitch to work?
Motherfucker.
Anael was there.
This isn't your typical podcast, my nigga. I don't hold my tongue for shit, and neither do the men around me. If you're looking for something a little bit more vanilla, I highly advise you to turn this motherfucker off, cause we about to talk that shit.
Everything XL.
That's what I'm thinking is stripping.
Like driving like that shit. Like
I won't do that night.
Jason talking about stripping.
Like you're afraid you're gonna get some like
The crazies, nigga.
Bro, you ain't trying to strip?
Nah, I won't be dropping niggas off at night.
you want some man with a briefcase. You don't want somebody trying to take that.
Nigga, I want the niggas with the suitcases, nigga.
Bro, you know the way that this
suitcase
conversation
amazing.
just came in, that sounded hella suspect. We talking about stripping and nighttime gigs, and you talking about you want niggas with the briefcase. Hey, man, this isn't your typical podcast. I don't hold my tongue for shit, and neither do the niggas around me. If you looking for something a little bit more vanilla, cuss.
For sure.
You can't say vanilla after
Bro,
that
I
sentence.
highly advise you to turn this motherfucker off, because we gonna talk that
I hate this
shit.
nigga, bro.
For sure, for sure.
All right, the way that came in was crazy. I done dropped all the weed.
No cap.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm about to-
My fucking stomach.
The nigga with the briefcases, man.
You still want niggas with the briefcase? I thought that was over with.
$50 to $70 a person.
Hey,
Can you please give the
Elaborate.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, because it's
Uber.
Uber. Hey, bro, Uber.
My fucking stomach.
I tried it out for a week, man.
What? What did you try?
He just said Uber.
Uber,
man.
Okay. Yeah, he said it.
Yeah, thank you.
Uber
I tried
everywhere.
I tried it, man. If you get like a nigga with a suitcase, if you get anybody with a suitcase, you take them to the airport and you pick them up from like Beaverton, Gresham, and like Northwest Portland.
Right.
Nigga, you touching like 50 a whole ride.
Yes, sir, ski.
And you
Oh,
don't-
bro, that's that Corona pay.
Nigga, it's crazy. If you touch somebody like closer to the airport, it's like still $15.
Right.
But it's like 5 minutes. I was getting paid $15 to take somebody 5 minutes away from the airport. I was like, yeah, this is.
Hey,
I
man,
can do this.
real quick for the people watching and for the people listening. I know y'all see me and my nigga getting down real quick on these papers and shit. You feel me? We rolling up
Yes,
big.
sir, ski.
Doing the whole contest.
Nah, not even. Niggas just the way that we took too long to roll up before the camera cut on and all kind of shit.
I know that's good because I like to. We gotta show them the art form.
Feel me?
How you really put that motherfucker together. You feel me?
My nigga said
You know
he
what
couldn't
I'm
do the
saying?
woods with us, so you feel me? I want everybody to feel included. No one's excluded. You feel me? This is all love.
Yeah,
When
for
you
the
come
people
up
that
here,
know
you
me,
smoke with the big dogs. You feel me?
they know I'ma die.
So I gotta roll up these papers with my nigga one time. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Hey.
You feel me? What's the sponsors, man? Give me one.
Yeah.
Flight Lounge.
Flight Lounge.
Light Lounge. You
Where
feel
they
me?
Hey, shout out.
5427 Southeast 72nd Ave, Portland, Oregon, or 5944 Northeast Sandy Boulevard.
Hey, big shout out to Flight Lounge, man. I just shot a video there. Shout out to my dog, man. Marcus Branch, you dig?
My motherfucking dog.
Big Soup, you dig? Heavy plays, you know what I'm talking about?
Park and Spark, Pothead Podcast, man.
Okay.
Tap in with my nigga Frowns.
Yeah, shout out to
Park and
Crowns too.
And
All of that.
Spark.
Shout out to
Jason's
Crowns too.
Jen got
Frowns.
cakes. Wifey with the dope cakes, you feel me? Fire Fusion Foods. Tap in with my homegirl Chris. Bro, this fucking I hate Vegas, bro.
Kingdom Cuts.
If this shit rip on me, I'm gonna be pissed. I don't even roll papers, bro.
You gotta look at Swiggle, man. Swiggle got that shit on clock.
Nigga, if this was a wood, I'd have been done.
I know you would have too.
I feel all like I gotta be gentle and shit.
You got to be gentle, man.
I got soft hands for them hands, but good Lord, this is ridiculous, sir. I don't even want to get high no more.
I thought when you pulled out them papers, you knew what you was doing.
I
said,
do.
I was like, he got his own papers.
Nah, don't get it fucked up. I know how to roll some papers, but it's one of them things where like I'm under pressure. I'm on camera. Sure. I got people looking at me. They like this.
Well, because you know, like every time, usually when a motherfucker smoke woods, I come in and I say some shit like that. They don't got no other option. They be like, fuck.
Yeah. That sucks.
Right. When you actually pulled out the papers, I'm like, okay, this nigga versatile with his smoking. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, don't get it fucked up. Like I said, it's just I know I'm on camera. I got people watching me.
Because like I'm saying, most niggas be like, that's all they got. If they can't smoke the wood, they ass the fuck out.
Nigga, I got this big ass bong down here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That big ass thing right there.
Oh, yeah, that's no
we
joke.
Got the dad bong in the bathroom, you feel
me?
Yes,
sir.
I got some edibles in there, you feel me?
Real,
shout out to the homegirl Destiny.
Real cannabis connoisseur. Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah, he with his shit, not me.
Nigga, I get high around this bitch. And then do me high.
Yes, sir.
However you want to take it. But anyway, this is the Everything XL motherfucking podcast, man.
Hey.
We got Jason in this motherfucker, Mr. Get the Check. You feel me?
Yep.
We got 94 Prince in this motherfucker. Fat fuck, bro. Say something.
I said, of course.
Mr. lost his car.
And then we got my man.
Hey, man. Shout out to Walmart.
Hey, where'd you park my car? Hey.
Niggas, shout out to Walmart. I want my fade.
Oh, God.
Niggas lost my car.
And for the people watching and the people listening, I know y'all know we got a guest in here today. We got my nigga. My bad. Fuck. I got weed all in my mouth. We got my nigga motherfucking Swiggle Mandela in this bitch.
Oh, big Swiggle in this bitch. You dig?
That part. Yeah, man. What's everybody been up to? What's y'all weeks been like?
Man, just getting ready for this motherfucking vacation.
Where you going, nigga?
I was supposed to go with you.
He was supposed to.
Supposed to. Shit happened, but so I'm taking Shotty on a little road trip. We gonna start at Seaside. We gonna start here. We gonna get a hotel here in Portland. A little fancy ass hotel situation. Right. I'm gonna take her to Seaside. Then I'm gonna move her up to Seattle and just let her blow the bag.
I heard basically. The fuck out of that.
Yes, sirski.
For the people that follow us on the gram, you feel me? They know what's going on, but the people that don't know, if you're a new listener, new follower, you feel me? Man, Only in the South tour. We out there, man. New Orleans. I'll be out there on the 26th. From the 26th to the 31st. On the 31st, we driving to Atlanta.
Okay.
We're going to be in Atlanta from the 31st to the 9th. So a nigga going to be gone like two weeks or so.
Okay.
2.5 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shit, I've been moving all motherfucking week, man. I think, I just moved into a new spot. I don't even want nobody to know where I live no more because my old spot was cracking. Like, nigga, I sold hella merch out that bitch. I done
apartments?
Yeah. You know, it's the hood over there. It's the hood. Yo, nigga, we was living in the hood. No cap.
We was in the numbers in the north.
Come on. Let's talk. Let's say the hood. Where was I at? The numbers of the north. If I was in the hood in 2020, in 2021, was I in the numbers of the north?
In the numbers.
Yes, sir, ski. Because the motherfucking north is now the suburbs, nigga. That's where I moved back to.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? No, I moved to northeast, but we ain't gonna put it specifically. But but when I moved back, I just felt like I wasn't in the hood no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man.
Like in my old apartments, you know, it be niggas out there might let their kids scrap.
Yeah.
They be like, okay, Pops over here got his kid, Pops over here got, they finna meet in the parking lot.
That's actually happened to me before. The numbers.
You feel me?
In the numbers that happened. I pulled up for the boxing match. They were like, get your fade right now.
But nigga, that's how I grew up.
Nah, nigga, but in my new neighborhood, nigga, my neighbors be, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Gentrification at the best.
and I ain't gonna cap, nigga. I didn't even mind it. Last night, I was still moving some shit. Nigga, it was late, nigga, like 3 in the morning. I was pulling some shit out the car. A fucking pretty ass all gray pit bull was on the block. Nigga, it was late. I thought I was in the hood again. I was like, oh fuck, nigga, I'm at my van door. I dropped whatever I was carrying, jumped in the car like I was finna close the door. The pit bull ran. I said, oh yeah, this ain't a regular.
It was a pussy.
Yeah, this ain't one of them pit bulls from the hood. I was grateful though. I'm like, nigga, ooh.
Hey, I'm glad you got to talking about, you feel me, the North and what it look like now. But before we get too far off, you feel me, young Swiggle.
Yep.
Swiggle Mandela.
For sure.
What section of Portland did you grow up in?
Bro, I grew up in every part of Portland, bruh. But really, where I made my mark was Northeast first, then North. Cause I went to Jeff, and then I went to Open Meadow because I was fucking up. I was a bad kid. You feel me?
What is that? What school is that?
Open Meadow is a alternative school. Well, it really wasn't necessarily an alternative school, but that's how they treated it for like bad kids. You feel me? In North Portland. But honestly, bruh, I grew up. So my first memories is in Estacada, fucking country. You feel me? Cause I'm
That's on the back end of Clackamas.
Yeah. So I'm black and Filipino. My dad's Filipino. When he came to America, I feel like his mind state was to get land.
Right.
You feel me?
So
like
that's where Estacada came in.
Yeah. So he got 5 acres out there. Then when my parents divorced, I was probably like 5. My mom, but my black side, she wanted to move to Oakland. So just think, if we go for 5 acres of land.
Bro, Estacada to Oakland?
You feel
That's
me?
a
Culture shock
like a
motherfucker.
motherfucker.
Bruh, my neighbors was horses and cows. Nigga, I had chickens.
That's me. I grew up in Longview.
To niggas,
Bro,
40 ounces,
I swear to
and
God,
Chevy
nigga.
Novas.
Nigga, our house,
Swing it.
our house was like probably this big because it was a guest house behind a foreclosed house.
Right.
So we lived in a guest house. The front house wasn't even getting rented no more. You know what I'm saying? So we had to drive past a house to get to our ghetto ass fucking house. It was this big, but you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a part. It was a guest house.
Right.
But nigga, I got 2 brothers and a sister. Ooh. And then my mom, and then her ghetto ass boyfriend that she wanted to fuck with.
Bro, how can you be a grown ass man dealing with a woman that is in that kind of a situation, and you thought you was gonna live there too?
The 90s, bro. It was his spot. You feel me? So
Never
we get
mind.
out there.
I'll take that back.
But I ain't gonna lie though.
I'll take that
This
back. Never mind.
story was chaos because nigga, he was a drunk, he was abusive, he was crazy. For me,
This ain't
But-
none of your brothers and sisters' kids.
Cause we all moved there already. You feel me? But nigga, I remember Estacada being green. I remember Oregon being green. You see the trees. You see the nigga. When I got to Oakland, it was blacktop. You feel me? No lawns. All the lawns had turned to hay. You feel me?
Cement.
Kids was stomping them bitches out. It was dirt. You feel me? Dirt lawns. And it was the first time I ever seen kids cussing. Kids my age. I was 5, 6. Kids was cussing at my mom. You feel me? I swear I learned to say nigga. Kids was sagging. You feel me? First time I ever seen anybody sagging. First time I ever heard of Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was like, yeah, Pac is from here. You feel me? Woo. And I remember dogs was scary as a bitch out there.
That nigga came to California and got turned.
So I remember one time,
out.
one of our neighbors, they dog nigga was like, they just abandoned his ass. But he was like a fighting dog.
Oh shit.
So nigga, he barked for 3 days straight. And I remember my neighbors, kids my age, they went over there and beat the shit out that dog, like threw bricks at him. I didn't even know what was going on. Like, as a kid, I felt sorry for the dog, but he was getting on my nerves too. I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, did you hear this nigga?
Bruh. But watch.
He said the dog was getting on my nerves.
The bitch barked. He barked for 2-3 days straight. Never stopped. So after Oakland, we moved back to Portland. I was so grateful. My dad lived in Portland still, so my mom moved back here because this is where all her siblings is. Then after we lived here for a second, my mom wanted to move to Compton. So then I did 3rd and 4th grade in Compton. Couldn't trick or treat at night. You feel me? Had trick or treat during the daytime. No 4th of July. 4th of July, you got to go in the house. You don't want to be out. You know what I'm saying? Every night we heard gunshots. If we didn't hear gunshots, we was like, no gunshots tonight?
Today was a good
You
day.
feel me? Then after Compton, I swear to God, I wrote my mom a letter like all the reasons we should move back to Portland. We moved back to Portland.
How old were you?
I was 9, and that was when I first start really thinking I want to be a rapper because In Compton, Bow Wow was huge. Romeo was huge. Snoop was huge. I mean, you would see Snoop at the mosque. When my mom was Muslim at the time, you knew Ice Cube was from there. You knew Dre was from there. Steve Harvey on the radio. It give you that feeling of a star. Like everybody, that's when I started to feel like I'm gonna start rapping.
Right.
Then we moved back to Portland. But of course we moved back to Northeast. My memories of Northeast as a little kid was just paradise. Cause we were shielded from all the shit in the 90s. But year like 1999 and 2000, we moved back to Portland. And we moved like close to Killingsworth and Albina. Nigga, I seen so many Crips on that street when I was a kid. I was terrified because I had already watched Colors. So I didn't know what the fuck was going on. You feel me? And so I remember walking my little brother.
You want to go home?
You feel me? But we had to walk my little brother to his tutoring on Killingsworth. So we had to pass the Crips like every other day. And I remember one time I went on the back street. But then I was like, man, I gotta walk back on Killingsworth. Right. And one of the Crips seen me, and I don't know who none of these niggas is to this day, because I got a lot of homies that's Crips, Bloods, every hood I got homies from. Right. But these niggas, I was only 10 at the time, so they was grown ass men. They looked like the niggas from Colors. You know, nowadays you see some bangers, they gonna be dressed pretty, you know what I'm saying, like regular people on the shirt, you know what I'm saying? Nah, these dudes had the old church hat with the bandana underneath, you feel me?
With the Ben Davises?
Yeah, looking Stacey Adams, like real different. You with the long and they was really like crowded the street. I remember one time dude was like, did you walk around? One of the Crips that I done seen it, I never introduced myself, I didn't know who none of them was. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, what, you scared or something? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, nah, you don't gotta be scared. You feel me? And I remember after that, I'm just like, okay, I'm just walking on the street, you know what I'm saying? But that's when we finally landed back in Portland. And then, I started going to Jeff. And then my mom.
Was that your first high school?
Yeah. Because I went to Trillium before that. I went to middle school here too. Trillium was like a super square charter school. It was just starting when I went there. You feel me? So it was like the beginning. We was helping build the walls sometimes. You feel me? We was able to make up rules. I remember like the middle schoolers could cuss. We could write on the walls.
What kind of school is this?
We didn't even call the teachers by their last name. We called the teachers by their first name. It wasn't no Mr. such and such. It was Kirk. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my teachers. Like, they'll let me, yeah, for real. And so, you know what I mean? Then after we lived in Northeast for a while, we moved to the Ville. And it was a nice Ville. Even though it was still hood, it looked nice.
Right.
It was when they remodeled it and shit. Like, so we lived in
the remodel come?
I don't know, because I remember people used to always tell me like, this ain't what it used to look like.
All the new projects?
Yeah, because when I moved to the Ville, it looked nice. You knew it was the Jacks.
That was after they shut it down, the first one, right?
Yeah, because it was.
So that was like 2003. That's what we were talking about last time.
Because I don't remember. I don't know when they remodeled, but when I got there, it was nice. Mm-hmm. But it was still hood. You was still gonna see niggas. I was still selling weed, running from the police over there. You feel me? Mm-hmm. It was still niggas getting shot over there. Yeah. But it looked really nice. So then we moved to the Ville, and that's when I started to really get into the North more, and really start to notice how divided it was too, like the North and Northeast. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Them motherfuckers was
beefing,
divided. Like if you was, what? Nigga, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you where it started from. But when I was in the Northeast, I already was starting to know, because there was like, you know what I mean? It might be a house party in the North. They're like, I ain't going there. North.
Like, niggas be like, I'm from the Nutty, not the Northeast. Don't get it twisted. You like, damn, nigga.
Even one of my niggas from the North, my nigga, I was like, come smoke with me, bro. Come to the crib. He was like, I'm not going to the Northeast. Yep. I remember he came to the crib when we was smoking in the Northeast. He was like, bro, I feel like I'm betraying somebody right now. Like, it was serious. Yep. I feel like people like me, I would even give it to, shout out to Mike Capes. People like us, we kind of bridged that gap to where it was like, Mike Capes went to Benson, but he was from the North. So we didn't, after a while, it kind of just started to blend. But when I first moved to the North, niggas was like, where's you from? Wait, you from the what? You feel me? Oh, God. And you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's when I started to become in the North. And it kind of, I feel like as an artist, it benefited me to be from the Northeast and then to be accepted by the North. I'm gonna spark this in a minute. It meant something because I feel like people it was very geographical where somebody in the North, people may not even have heard their music in the Northeast because it was so like, you know what I'm saying?
It's right there though.
It's literally right there. And the border was Interstate and Lombard.
Yep.
That's the crazy part.
It didn't matter what the sign said.
Yeah.
You could be in you know what I'm saying, over by Emmanuel, and the sign say north something, and niggas is like, it don't matter, you in the Northeast. The fucking border is Interstate and Lombard.
See, and to everybody, people be changing because I had the conversation with somebody. They said the border is Vancouver Ave.
Nah, you see, that's technically probably.
Yeah.
That's probably like literally. Nah, nigga, you could go to on me because it is what it is. It's people know it. People don't speak on the history enough. But the North and the Northeast, sometimes if you from the North or you from the Northeast, y'all might have problems just from that.
Right.
But for what though?
I couldn't tell you. So sometimes literally, everybody from the Northeast might go hang out on Interstate. Everybody from the North might go hang out on Interstate. Then you got a fucking Royal Rumble or some shit. You feel me? Because that's the spot.
I've
It's
seen
like
a few niggas get into it right there at that Max.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Oh God.
for sure. And it was like, I even remember some of my homies that go to Jeff or something and be like, yo, I really live in the North though. And it's not even, it's like kind of like a secret almost like. I'm like, for real?
So question, where does the music come in at?
Man, bruh. Like I said, I started writing when I was 9, living in Compton. That's probably like 1999. And then once we moved to Northeast, we lived on like Killingsworth and Vancouver. And we planned to play Grand Theft Auto one summer, all summer. We said, nigga, we finna wake up every day and play Grand Theft Auto 3 on PS2. Fuck the bullshit. We ain't doing none of this shit,
mama
right?
had a PS2.
You feel me? And my mom had different plans. Summer hit, we woke up, we was ready to jump on the game. She was like, yeah, y'all going to the Salvation Army right down the street, you in this walking distance. We like, what? Nah, hell nah. So we go to the Salvation Army and we thinking like this gonna be whatever. But the thing is, it was a computer clubhouse.
Okay.
So they had about 20 or 30 computers in there. And they had volunteers there that could teach you graphic design, teach you how to make beats. And then they had...
Your mom was smart, though.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Then they had a recording booth. As soon as we look at my hair
Smart.
standing up.
Damn.
Yeah, because it was a magical thing. Nigga, when I first seen that recording booth, butterflies was in my stomach. I was like, nigga, we made it. Like, whoa. Because we was recording on tapes at the crib.
So you was already...
We was writing shit. We didn't know bars, nothing. We just freestyle writing, and we like stole my dad's little tape recorder, and we was cussing and being bad. Me and my older brother. See, Timmy Hendrix, my little baby brother, he wasn't rapping yet.
Okay.
My older brother, JC Cordetta, shout out JC, we was already recording on tapes and shit. So when we got there, we was like, oh. And you know, they had little
Game
kids
changer.
in there doing like Weather Channel stuff, like learning how to use the equipment. So they would be in there like, it's sunny today, and woo, and we like, we finna rap in there, like. And
Fuck
so
the police.
after we was chilling in there for a little while with like kids and stuff making Legos, the high schoolers start to come. They was in the booth. That's where I met Teddy Loke. That's where I met Gil Gates. That's where I met, bro, so many people was there. I'm talking about, there were so many rappers there. I was intimidated because I was in middle school. They would go in there because the booth wasn't really soundproof. So when you go in there and record, you damn near performing for the whole clubhouse. And they was going in there like ripping that shit down like...
And they was making gangster shit?
For sure.
And the people wasn't tripping?
Sometimes because
Ant was there, wasn't he?
And it was numerous ants.
Tie-dye.
Yep, that's where I met Tie-dye. Yep, Tie-dye would come in there. And a lot of people there was regulars. Tie-dye was somebody that would come in there occasionally. And so he'll pop up and everybody be like, oh shit, A&T in this bitch, like you gotta. And he was one of the first people that I knew that was banging that I knew. You feel me? So he came in there, red bandana, all that shit, like, and niggas, and I'm like, Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning because I know who Snoop is. I know who DJ Quick is. I was a student of hip hop, period. Right. I was studying every coast, everything. So when I seen him off top, we like, is you a blood? Like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, I'm a rapper too. You know what I'm saying? And he would give me advice. Like, I'll show him some shit. He'll tell me it's dope. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was all high schoolers. Right. And they look like grown ass men to me. So for a while, I didn't even tell nobody I rapped. I just was, I'll burn me a CD. Let me get that. I want to listen to their shit and watch them.
So when did you start putting a project together? When did that become important?
The homie Big Game James, shout out to Game James. He don't even really make music no more. I don't even know where he's at. It's my dog. But one day he made beats on the Trident. Everybody was in there making beats on Fruity Loops but him. So everyone kind of revered him. Like, ooh, he does the Trident. That's different. Everyone he was almost like our Timbaland or something, Dr. Dre or something. Like, he was in there making. So one day I finally was like, I asked my homie Gil Gates, because he was cold on Fruity Loops. Let me get some beats. He knew I rap. He was like, all right, I'll give you some beats. Then I asked my homie James, I'm like, yo, can I get some beats? He was like, nigga, for what? I'm like, I rap. And he was like, you rap, and I see you at the studio every day. Every day you're here. For months I've been seeing you, and you ain't in that booth recording. He was like, I'm not giving you no fucking beats unless you gonna record today and sign because all you had to do was sign up, wait your turn. He signed my name on there. He said, you gonna get beats if you go in there. Boom, 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 boom. You feel me? I got them beats though, and got in there stuttering and laid my shit down. And after that, all the homies at the studio, they wanted my brother. They wanted my brother to rap on shit. They wanted me because they was like, oh, these are our little guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? How Snoop got Bow Wow, we got these niggas. Like, so they started putting us on slaps. I remember they was like, yo, go home and go write 8 bars. I didn't know what the fuck that was. And my dad played guitar. So I got there, I tried to ask Pops. He was really showing me like guitar bars. Like, it's a little different. He was like, wait a minute, what's a bar? He didn't know how to tell us how to really do it.
So a bar rapping is measured different than a guitar bar?
Sometimes, because it's different counts. And hip hop is usually a 4.
Yeah.
In jazz, it could be a different count. You know what I'm saying? So my dad really didn't know what to tell us.
Right.
So when I came back to the booth, I probably had 12 or 16 bars, and they was like, we told you to get right at 8. You don't know what bars are? And I'm like, I do. I just, you know what I'm saying, try to play it off. But then they taught me, they just counted them out for me, like, this is how you do it. And so that's when I was in middle school, and that's when we first started recording. I used to record full CDs and bring them to my friends at school. Double disc, bro. I used to be in that studio.
What was that mixtape that got you cracking?
It was probably by the time I was in high school. Because in middle school, I went to a small middle school, so I was just giving them to my friends there. By the time I got to Jeff, my flow was like, I wasn't stuttering. I was on beat. I had practiced all middle school, yeah. So I think it was called School and Pistols.
Would you say that's where your style developed, or later on down the road you developed the style?
It was developing but I was still lying in high school. I was still like, sometimes I still like rap about selling crack or some shit and never sold no crack. Yeah.
Not near rock.
But by the time I was like 17, I was like, I need to tell the truth, because a lot of my homies was banging, and a lot of my homies sold crack. A lot of my homies was doing the shit I was talking about, and it just wasn't feeling right. Like, I do a show, all my homies is there from every hood. Nigga, they might get into it, I don't know. But I'm on stage talking all this crazy gangster shit, and it's real bangers there.
Most people, I feel like what you can tell, you feel me? And I'm more so talking about like more industry like people. Their stories be about they partners.
That's true. But a couple of my homies started to ask me like, yo, do you really be on it like that? Cause they be on it like that.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to feel like I'm just gonna start telling my truth. Cause if you listen to a lot of my lyrics, I might be like the homie in the sticker bushes with a stick, nigga. I don't say I am. I said the homie or the bro, or like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you as a nigga. I thought you were just giving yourself an alibi.
No.
This nigga's stupid, bro.
Hey, I would have said the same thing. Hey, I ain't never touched no pistol. The homie did.
No, but
Fredo on the cut.
Yeah.
Hey, if it come down to it, y'all know how it is. it's you know, when you gotta defend yourself, you gotta defend yourself. When it come down to it, everyone on the team gonna do what they gotta do.
You feel me?
But you know what I'm saying?
Hope so.
Yeah, you feel me?
You hope so.
But back then, I feel like by the time I was like 17 or 18, that's when my flow really got honest and it was perfected. And I did a album called Just Me and My Engineer. My homie Anael was my engineer, and it's just me and him on the cover. I was telling all facts. Then I went to California with that joint, and that's the CD I feel like a lot of people remember me from, because it had a cover. It was like my first official, because the other ones I was really
got some bread.
Yeah.
I'm taking this rapping shit serious.
And a lot of shit I was recording at the Sal. I remember I took on IL to the Sal because we met at a place called Caldera. Mm-hmm. It's an arts camp. It's owned by Wyden and Kennedy. They did all Nike's commercials. I didn't even know who these people were at first. Like, my teacher, he knows Michael Jordan. You feel me?
Oh, shit.
Dude who taught me video production, his name is Peter Wyden. And I remember, like, yeah, I got into it with him at camp. You feel me? Because I was tripping. I brought an iPod. Wasn't even supposed to bring that. Somebody stole it. So I was tripping at camp. I'm ready to go the fuck home. Fuck all this shit. I don't give a fuck about this video. And I'm telling him, like, when I go home, it ain't going to be no video. When I go home. We ain't going to have no studio like this. You don't even fucking know me. Like, this shit feels like a tease. It's like a dream. Like, I come here. I get to perform, do all these shows. I get, you know what I'm saying? We get to do videos. I don't even like this because it don't feel real. And he was like, yo, you got to sit down a minute, because it's summer camp. We out in nature. We out in, you don't even know who I am. You know me as Tripod because I'm your film teacher. He said, my name is Peter Wyden. Me and my brother Dan Wyden, we made up Just Do It. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I met Anael.
Was this also in Oregon?
It's in Oregon. It's in Southern Oregon.
Yeah.
So when we got back from there, we wanted to continue making music. I brought him to the South. He came to the South. He was like, bro, this ain't it. Because the South was hood. We was recording on like stage mics.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He was
not
like,
actual recording microphones.
Yeah. He was like, nah, this ain't it. We're gonna have to step this up. And I just met him. So I'm like, okay, well, yeah. I'm gonna keep recording here.
He's been in real studios.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna build a studio. I'm like, okay, right. He was one of the first niggas I knew driving a car though. We was in high school. And he had a job. He had multiple jobs. So I'm like, oh, this nigga gets money, but I don't know. Right. Nigga, a week later, this nigga called me to his crib. Turned out he lived right around the corner from me. I walked to this nigga's house like, what the fuck? He's like, yep. And he's finna go to Jeff. We both go to Jeff. And nigga, he got a MacBook. He got a microphone. He did research. I had never seen nobody do no shit like this before. I was like, oh, this nigga was serious.
Yes.
We started recording at his crib. And then that's when we did Just Me and My Engineer. And shit started cracking then. Man, we start doing shows. We was getting grants from the city. And me and Anael and JC was just making music and doing business. This is probably like 2007, 8, 9.
Andre?
JC.
Oh, JC, yeah. How'd you start figuring out how to get the shit from the city?
Honestly, that was my big homies. I had y'all know Mike Crenshaw?
Yep.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Crenshaw. He was a part of a company called Global Fam. And they were doing, his manager, his name was Morgan, and he was also a substitute teacher. Mm-hmm. And so one day at Jeff, we get the substitute teacher. You know, it's always cracking when you get a sub.
Right.
So we was like, ooh, it's going down. And he was hella dope. Like, we was watching Tupac documentaries. I'm like, this is it. You feel me? And he would be like, just write a reflection at the end. It could be anything, poem, however you want to do it. So I wrote a verse. And when I spit that shit, everyone was impressed, like the whole class, including him. So after, he was like, do you rap? I'm like, yep. And he said, would you want to open up for Dead Prez? In my mind, I was researching like a motherfucker, but I hadn't really got to Dead Prez yet to do my research on him. But I knew that I heard that name before, and I was like, yep, I'm down. He was substituting the next day. He was like, all right, I'm going to bring you a flyer with your name on it. I'm like, what the fuck? So he showed up. Wonder Ballroom, Dead Prez. Boop. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, what the fuck? And Mike Crenshaw is performing, too. So then...
How old are you at the time?
15 or 16. Dead Prez come to Jeff. They speak to us after the substitute teacher's like, I need you to meet somebody. So I rapped for him for 5 minutes as soon as I met him. 5 minutes straight. And they was like, whoa, this kid is crazy. Like, you coming to the show tonight? I said, I'm opening up for y'all. They like, oh shit, like, whoa. And so after that show, I start fucking with Global Fam. Then they booked us for Immortal Technique. And after that show, I asked him, because people started questioning me like, are you getting paid? You know, the industry is shady and all this shit. So I asked him after that. Because I hadn't got paid for nothing yet. And I asked him, I'm like, yo, how do we get paid for stuff like this? He was letting me know, like, the city paid for this show sometimes because they was donating computers to Africa. Or they was doing, you know what I'm saying? So, or they booked us. They booking youth. So they really getting grants for this shit. And he's like, he broke it all down for me. I rented the venue for this much. I paid Immortal Technique this much. I had to get him a room, a plane ticket, all boo, boo, boo. He's like, this is the money I got left. I didn't even barely make nothing. So he's starting to explain the business to me, and I'm starting to understand, like, okay. So then he's like, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to get you a grant so that y'all can throw your own show. And once again, I'm just like, okay, if it comes to, it comes to. He called me sometime later, like, I got the grant. Y'all got enough money to rent a sound system, pay security, rent a venue, and when the money comes back, that's y'all's.
At 16?
At 16. And we picked the day. It was like probably like Jeff versus Grant. We was the after party. You feel me? Yeah, I remember like Dre Steves was there. Casso was there. This is before Casso was even really making music. Dre was already making music. Corey the Kid was there. Mike, I think we booked Mike Capes and Corey the Kid because there was a Turf Bangers together at the time.
Man, shout out to Portland Girl.
Bro, look.
That was a
for
slap.
sure. This was like 07 or something. I think like, you know what I'm saying? Stewie Bonehead was there.
Man.
Richie Quavo, I think, was there. Like, and so.
Young legends.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Young legends.
This is what. And a lot of people don't understand when I say.
All I heard was
when I'm
Portland.
saying I'm influential, when I say I'm one of the most influential people, they take it like, they don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like, bro, we was putting people on stage.
I would say you are one of the like top rappers for the beginning of this generation. Yeah. For Portland.
I can see
I appreciate that a lot.
Like you cannot regardless of how people feel about your music or that's not my vibe or whatever, you cannot leave Swiggle Mandela out of a conversation. You feel me?
And so when people do sometimes, I'm like, I just let them have it because they don't know what they talking about. I'm like, if you don't, you know what I'm saying? I just let them have it. If they like, bro, you are not what you think you are. I'm like, you don't fucking know the story.
Right.
I remember even in like probably 2010, bro, I booked a show in North Portland. I booked Vinny Dwayne, Glenn Waco, Mike Capes, P Hife, the Skrill Bees. People don't even know who the Skrill Bees are nowadays, probably.
Wasn't it the two twins?
Nah, Skrill Bees was a whole group from like Southeast because we was like North and Northeast. And so a lot of people, we wasn't even really connected like that. Right now they broke into so many different factions. One part of the Skrill Bees that is a group now is called the Fast Team. That's Dip and Scooby. Another part of the Skrill, Lucci Vega was from the Skrill Bees.
Yep.
Mexican Mac.
The Mexican Mac. Shout out to Lucci. There was so many people from the Skrill Bees because it was just like the South rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like they was from the Southeast and the East Side. And once we met them, we was like, okay, let's bridge this gap. So I wanted to get all like the super powers. You feel me? All right, we got them. You know what I'm saying? So we had Skrill Bees, Mike Capes, P Hype, Vinny Dwayne, us. And that show was so big. When I pulled up to the venue in the North, the chief of police was waiting out there with me with deputies, and it was probably like 6 officers. When I pulled up, I was spooked like they finna shut us down. And he was like, chief of police was like, are you Mandela? I'm like, yep. He said, I've been hearing about you throwing your shows and doing your events and all this. He was like, you know, a lot of bad stuff happens at events. Sometimes shooting, sometimes fights, whatever. And he was like, I just want to let you know we're with you. We know that you're trying to do something for the community because we've been hearing your name. Sometimes your shows go successful and sometimes we got to pull up because somebody got cracked or some shit. Right. And he's like, so we know you. You're on our radar. And either you're going to, like, it's on you how you play this. Are you cool with us? Are you not cool with us? Can we come into the venue with you? Can I give you my card? So this is when I was like, oh, shit. Like, This
That
shit is
puts
bigger
you
than
in
I
a
thought.
weird
When you
situation.
Yeah.
get that conversation, man, it's the scariest conversation you'll ever have.
I know you had to have had it.
I had it
for sure.
Yeah, I had it when the situation happened at Paris with Maniac and Dre Steez and JR are there for the Little Blood show. I had that one, and then I had a couple more times when it came to the Shooter Gang. Coney, Mozzie's team was up here, so I had it a couple times. That's the scariest moment because you don't know if they gonna give you the citation fine
Exactly.
or if they're just gonna shake your hand and be like, just have one of us as your security.
And then it's like, if it's a crazy ass like crackhead or something,
Yeah.
trying to get into the function ass naked, you might want to call their ass like, shit, I don't know if I want my security picking this nigga up.
You stupid.
We had a situation. Remember that
You
situation?
feel me?
Yeah.
The
'Cause they
BFB
be doing
situation.
it.
Bro, this nigga.
In Portland, a motherfucker, a bass head will walk into your function and just start taking their clothes off.
He
Bro,
tried.
this nigga was in a wheelchair.
He was in a wheelchair. This nigga AJ slapped the shit out that man so hard that nigga got up and walked.
I was fucking weak, nigga.
He slapped the Lord into him.
That nigga got
He
up
said,
and
"You
walked.
shall walk."
Bro, I got it on camera.
He got up
Bro,
and walked 3 steps before
Everything
he fell back down.
XL exclusive, nigga.
Whoa.
Nigga, I love my security.
And I know that Haitian power slap.
Man, AJ slap.
The black of the black.
Ooh, I know he hit him with it,
Oh, yeah,
nigga.
he did. He didn't even give it a chance.
He
too.
got callous on them hands. He slapped the shit out that
I think
motherfucker.
AJ averages about 1 to 2 hits a day. 1 to 2 hits an event with me.
Hey, no cap. Back in the day, I had to have that nigga with me. Shout out to my nigga on
I
God.
have to have him with me.
On God. Because when I was little, you know how the hood was, bro. Shit, you never know what the fuck.
When I got out here, I was in the southeast.
Yeah, I'm a southeast
I
nigga,
would
too.
never.
Bro,
in
I
the
grew up
motherfucker.
at Peninsula Park.
Right when it was a lot
Nigga.
of Bloods.
Nah, Peninsula Park was like, it's crazy that you would say Bloods, because Peninsula Park, in my mind, is like a Crip park. But Peninsula Park was like neutral ground.
Right.
So that's why it's a lot of issues I feel like would go down there, because Bloods would hang out at Peninsula.
Yeah.
Crips would hang out at Peninsula. But sometimes, even though they
was like
it
whoever
might
got
be
there first
it might
that
be
day.
it might be a dice game. Nigga, it's a Crip and a Blood shooting dice. Nigga.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. You
No,
feel me?
it's
But
nothing wrong with it, but
it's when the situation go left.
Yeah, it's
Because he
and
could have
it
been like
always
he
went
could have been
left.
like caught those. And now he just hit his point. He didn't hear the nigga say he caught those. And he's yep. He's like, nah, nigga, I said caught those. No, you did. I didn't hear that.
A lot of niggas don't even know that word.
he just hit his point. Nigga, your point was 5, nigga. Why you picking up on 4? You feel me? And then niggas is getting into it. And it could be anybody, because it could be, I'm not going to just say Blood and Crip, because it could be 2 Crip shooting dice. It could be 2 Blood shooting dice. It could be 2 niggas
Two
from
men,
GD.
period.
Yeah. If niggas is shooting dice, it could go bad. And niggas was shooting dice up there on a daily motherfucking basis.
Hey, I ain't gonna wolf.
You feel me?
gamble like
growing
that.
up in the East, I ain't never seen niggas shoot dice outside.
I swear to God,
Never.
you could be, when I grew up in Northeast Portland, niggas was shooting dice in the rain.
Yeah. It
You
wasn't
could
until
be
I
driving
went to
down the
north-
street and see 5 dice games.
You had to be. That's the motherfuckers that gotta go to every fucking strip club to put $5 in the goddamn machine. That's them
Yeah,
gambling niggas.
but on me, I seen niggas shoot dice, I seen niggas shoot dice on the corner.
Yeah.
Hundreds, 20s, nigga. I'm talking about they shooting dice, nigga. The niggas is walking away with 5 bands. Niggas is walking away from that dice game. Like, hold on. Let me call. Let me get another band. This ain't over. Let me get another band. Yeah. Can you Western Union me? I swear to God, niggas was.
Yeah. And I was about to say the same shit. Growing up in the East, no dice game. Everybody to the north. Everybody to the
or Holiday Park.
Yeah,
You'll
Holiday
find
Park.
a dice game. Niggas be
seen a
shooting.
couple
Was
up
it
there.
Dawson too? Dawson. you
Oh
from-
yeah,
man,
for sure.
You can't go anywhere without touching Dawson.
What's
on
the
some-
most notorious park in Portland?
I don't think there is one.
Nah, they got equal match.
Yeah, because
right now I don't fuck with Dawson.
Dawson.
I grew up.
And that's crazy because that's in front of a fucking children's hospital. Yeah. Goddamn it.
No, right now, I'll give it to Dawson, because Dawson is still how it was. There's no parks.
Nothing switched up about
Yeah, it's
Dawson.
no parks how they were. Woodlawn is not how it used to be.
Nah.
Alberta is not how it used to be.
Unthink ain't the same.
Unthink is not how it used to be. Peninsula, definitely not. I go to Peninsula,
I go
it's
to
people just
Peninsula.
walking their dogs.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm waiting for the ice cream truck to show up. You feel me?
and for me at Peninsula, it was always half and half. Because when I was at Peninsula, it was hood, but niggas would be telling me, if you was here 6 years ago, nigga.
Man.
Because it was already starting to get gentrified. So you might be smoking your weed and see somebody walking their dog and get into it like that. Like, can you guys do that somewhere else? Like, bitch, fuck you, nigga. You ain't even from here type. So that type of shit was happening over there.
Fucking
to where,
weed.
like, I might pull up down the street from Peninsula to sell a nigga some weed on a back street. And there's some lady coming out, do that on your own time, not over here. And we got to be like, it's just weed, nigga. We lived here first. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was a
legal.
lot. Yeah, it was it wasn't legal yet, though.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So it was a lot
But
of
it was
that.
on his way.
Yeah, it was decriminalized like a motherfucker.
Like a motherfucker.
Police caught me with weed. I remember one time I had some purple. And you know, back then you didn't know what it was. You just knew it was good.
Yeah.
I had some purple and the police caught me. And nigga made me stomp my shit out.
Oh, God, they make you stop it out.
I was highly upset.
I remember
My heart was broke.
It was either that or go home. Bro, you don't understand. I'd rather you just take it from me.
No, one
Just
time,
take it, bro.
one time the security at Fred Meyer took it from me. And I knew in my mind he smoked weed. I said, oh, he's Bootsy. He didn't call the police or nothing because I was trying to steal some sunglasses out of Fred Meyer. Because I used to be a little stealing ass nigga.
Some sunglasses?
Some sunglasses. And the fucked up part is...
You got swiper hands.
I had all things
No.
the
The fucked up
sunglasses.
part is I stole so much good shit, right?
Oh, he was a
Out the
booster.
mall.
That nigga was boosted.
All my homies was stealing because we wanted to be fresh. And you know, moms couldn't give us everything we wanted.
Of course.
So we was all stealing. They was teaching me all the stealing techniques. So we was stealing like
I
a
ain't never
mother.
been a thief.
Bro, niggas was running out the
had
mall.
money.
I swear to God, niggas would go in the mall and go in the lids and grab every single LA hat.
And they would run with it.
And trust me, when everybody ran out and all the security chasing them, I was walking around having me a... Ain't no security in the mall.
having my way.
So my dumb ass got away with stealing so much shit. I don't steal no more at all. I got away with stealing so much shit and got caught for them bootsy ass motherfucking a gas station sunglasses I tried to steal out that stupid ass Fred Meyer. They was weak and I tried to steal them. Nigga caught me.
Isn't that usually what happens though? It's like, nigga, you done sold so much work, but you just had to go to jail for a fucking passing running red light or some stupid shit.
A pimp told me that one time. He said he done made hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he said it's always when you get greedy. He was like, I got greedy. I could have made. I already had 100,000s, but that 20,000, I was like, let me just get this last one, and I'm out the game. He said that's when he got caught.
I'll be saying that all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
mean,
And he was like, once you get greedy, it's gonna go bad for you. You feel me? And I felt like I was winning too much. I was stealing too much, and I'm like, this ain't nothing. I'm finna call my dad. Like, nigga didn't even call the police, and I knew he didn't call the police because he wanted to steal my weed. Call my dad, and my dad is worse than the police because I don't give a fuck. When the police pull up, I'm gonna call them all
felt
types of
that.
bitches and pigs.
I felt that growing up.
But when
nigga.
Pops pull up, he's like, and Pops is Filipino.
Oh, so he hit you with that one too.
That's when I stopped stealing. I'm like, I can't keep doing this to Pops. I can't keep doing this to Pops.
That's crazy.
That for me, my parents was the whole police never made me stop doing shit because I hated that bitch ass.
Real quick, I want to ask you a question about your pops. When it comes to your dad, was he more of a like just strict by the book, or was it more of like strict enforce the way of living in the Philippines? Like,
I think
Was it like
I think
immigrant teaching versus
Yeah.
American?
I think it was a little bit of both. And now that I think about it as an adult, I think about it like when you come from another country, you think about it different because you know they could kick your ass out. So you thinking about it like almost like you already on it, got a strike.
Right.
You ain't finna do shit because you did. My dad came here with $500 in a suitcase. Nigga had ended up with multiple houses, whips. So when he came here, he was not finna leave because he grew up growing his like raising chickens.
some of the shit.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, my family in the Philippines is almost like mafia in a sense to where my grandpa and them was the fire station. his homeboys was the police station. They cousin was the mayor. They, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like you in the Philippines, you get arrested. You stay in jail if you want to. Like, I don't want to see my dad come pick me up. Just tell dad it's okay for a day. Because Pops will come get you out. He know the fucking mayor.
That's how it is in Mexico.
Yeah, you feel me? So when my dad came to America, he knew it was like, this is different. Right. They'll send me home. I don't know. He knew if he had kids in America, we was going to be citizens. But even then, like, I can't even imagine thinking of, like, you was born in the 60s. You feel me? You the way you look at law is different. Like, what does it even mean that they're citizens? How can they revoke that? You feel me? Like, this a foreign land. Yeah. And my kids' ancestors used to be slaves. Right. They was owned. Like, so they can't be out here acting however the fuck they want. This is America. This ain't the Philippines. This isn't our home.
So when he came here already.
Yeah, so he was like, you can't play with these police. Right. They will shoot you. Like, don't be playing out here.
Speaking of that, have you yourself dealt with any kind of bullshit from the police?
Yeah.
But outside of the regular bullshit.
See, I was an asshole, though. So when I was growing up in North and Northeast Portland, police would ride by, and I'll just pig. He might be sitting at the light. Fuck you, punk ass bitch. Fuck you. And he'll be like, ready. Yeah, he ready to get out of his car. It's that freedom of speech. You feel me? My homies used to be like, are you crazy? When I see the police, I remember one time they pulled up on us at Peninsula Park for throwing water balloons. So when they was like searching everybody for the water balloons, we was talking shit the whole time. You think you Superman, nigga? With that badge on. You a bitch, nigga. Whole time.
Nigga, they trying to arrest me for that shit. I guess they got it out of Vancouver. I don't know if it's here in Portland.
But did you say freedom of speech?
I said freedom of speech, but I kept saying, nigga. Hey, you bitch ass nigga. Oh, see me, nigga.
Oh, yeah, they not gonna arrest me.
They was like, say it one more time, you won't get arrested. You niggas ain't gonna do shit. Nigga, I was arrested.
I remember one time they sat us down outside of Red Robin over by the mall because somebody we was with dined and dashed. But we paid for our shit, but they still sat us all down. He was already gone. And I remember literally.
What restaurant was this?
Red Robin. Literally, it was a female there. And she wasn't in uniform or nothing. But she was with the police. Mm-hmm. And I said, bitch, who are you? Fuck is you looking at? Why the fuck are you here? And she was like, and one of the officers was like, that's my wife. I said, you brought your bitch to work?
Motherfucker.
Anael was there. Anael was there.
And she deserved every bit of it.
And I said, I'm finna go hard on this dirty bitch. Oh, you feel me?
You brought your girl to work.
And he was like, I'd watch your tone. I'd watch what you say. I said, this is America. I have freedom of speech, bitch. You stupid, dirty pig. All that shit. You smell like bacon, you bitch ass fucking ham. Like, all that shit. And called her. I said, bitch, you married a pig. All that. Like, they couldn't do nothing to me. And so I feel like I don't know how I got away with it. I feel bad that I don't feel super bad, but like I remember one time, nigga, my homeboy J Hive, he live in Atlanta now. He from Portland though. Or he from all type of places. But he just got a new Benz. This was like 2013. We was already rapping. I was already Swiggle. You feel me? He got a new Benz. And I think he spent like $7,000 on it, and he still had to make payments. So we was like, damn, this nigga spent money. Like we was like, because we was young. Mm-hmm. I was probably like 22 or 23, and we pulled up in that Benz. Nigga, we had a show in Oregon City. We was excited as fuck, like roll the windows down, nigga.
All the white people.
And he had these little shrooms, they was tiny and white. And so we knew there was some bangers. We heard something about little shrooms, like if they little. And so we was excited as a motherfucker. We jumped in that car. We was zooming, nigga. We was rolling up weed, sunroof, nigga. All of a sudden, we on the way to Oregon City in the left lane, blowing. It was a police officer behind us, but he didn't even turn his fucking siren on, nigga. He was scandalous. He only turned his lights on.
Oh, so he was following.
So before we know it, we high as fuck, and we just start to see lights in the car. We're like, what the fuck? And we high? And I smoked blunts at the time, so nigga was more than high. Mm-hmm. We looking, and we finally see the police behind us. We're like, oh shit. My homie pulls off on the left side. You're supposed to pull off on the right. He pulls off to the left.
Hey, I do that shit on purpose to piss him off.
Boom. So the officer jumps out. He was like, first thing he said, you know you parked on the wrong side. We're like, oh, fuck. Hey, it smells like weed because we only had the sunroof open until we seen the police. We rolled all the windows down. We're trying to put the blunts out. He was like, it smells like. He said,
white voice is amazing.
He said,
Oh God.
he said, it smells like weed in here. And so I immediately just took the fall because I'm like, I can't let my nigga do it, bro. He just got his Benz. He just got his license. I said, bro, it was me, officer. I was the one smoking. He wasn't smoking at all. No one else in the car was. Because I'm like, bro, it's getting ugly right now. Right. And so he's like, okay, license registration. He go back to the car. We got these little shrooms. I'm spooked. I heard that shit was like a charge, nigga. So I'm eating the shrooms. I said, fuck it, bro. Pass me the shrooms, nigga. Nigga, I'm eating these bitches, nigga. It's going down, nigga.
I ain't the only one eating these shrooms.
Nah, I didn't give a fuck. And so when the officer came back, he was taking a minute. So I'm like, we're done. He gives
You're high.
He
and
gives
we're
the
done.
fucking registration and shit back, and he's like, everything checks out. Where are you guys going so fast? You're doing 90 and 55. We're like,
Oops.
we got a show in Oregon City. We're rappers. We're late. He was like, okay. Let me go check a couple other things. Comes back and like gives him his shit back. He's like, okay, I'm gonna let you guys off on this one.
Nigga got the whole
And he's
shrooms
like,
in
and
his
you
body.
know what? Maybe now, I don't know. Maybe just for today, because I know you guys are rappers. You got to get to your show. You won't make a song called Fuck the Police and let us go, nigga.
You high.
And he high.
I'm starting to
yeah.
see blue lights, nigga. Shit is sparkling and shit, nigga.
Years later, this nigga name's Dear Portland Police.
Dear Portland Police, no
Years
cap.
later.
Yo, whoever you was, man, if you ever see this, I'm sorry, but we had to do it. We had to do it.
Speaking of that, you remember that one time when I hit you and I was like, bro, who the fuck is this weirdo emailing me about the song that you had put out? And he was from what was he from, New Jersey or
We
something?
from Philadelphia.
Yeah, I saw that shit. That shit
What
was
the
crazy.
fuck was that about? I was tripping one day, nigga. I got an email out the blue. Tell Swiggle Mandela, bro. Hold on. Who are you?
That joint just had legs. That Dear Portland Police, it just had wheels.
What was the
And it
motivation
just
behind
started. Honestly,
Wasn't the
think
protest that was going on?
it was. But honestly, I wrote that song 2 years before it popped. I put it out 2018. It really took it. I had a resurgence 2020 and became big, and we shot the video and put Cool Nuts on it 2020. But in 2018, I did Dear Portland Police, and I did Dear Portland Police Challenge. Yeah, and it was everybody. I put the beat out so anybody could rap to it, anybody could speak on that shit. Because I think it was, yeah, it was already like, it was already so many people who had been murdered by that time.
Right.
You feel me? Trayvon had the Trayvon Martin, rest in peace, was already in full effect. That first shit had already happened that way.
What didn't
Pat.
And
I was just getting ready to say
I was
that.
gonna say that.
I
Look
heard
at
it when Pat got
look,
knocked.
all my hair stood up, cause I used to kick it with Pat at Peninsula Park.
Yeah.
Like you
His
feel
mom,
me?
that's my people's.
And I don't. So when he
Shout
got
out to
killed by
Lethal.
the police, rest in peace. My mind was just blown because all these people around the United States. I heard about people in Portland, but when it was somebody I knew, I think that shit fucked me up. And I was like, okay, that was a big motivation behind it. Because even in JC's verse, he says, "Rest in peace, Pat." You know what I'm saying?
I got a song.
Kendrick James, Jahal Perez. He says all three. Rest in peace to all of them. That's his last bars, because you know what I mean. We knew Pat. You feel me? Like a regular I'm not saying we best friends, but like when you hung out at Peninsula Park, you'll see people every day. You feel me? Like all them shows back in the day, they was there. All them shows, like we could invite them. Like, yeah, bro. Like, so that was a big motivation behind it for sure. And then in 2020, it just took off even more because we put Coolness wasn't even on it for 2 years. And then when we did the video, it was like, okay, we're gonna put Cool Nuts on it. And I think it got shared so much and it got so many places that somehow it got to that dude in Philadelphia. I think he just on YouTube looking at Portland because Portland was so hot.
Yeah.
And he found that like, oh, this dude. And then, bruh, I was excited.
Rolling like a motherfucker.
I wanted to keep feeding him. Like I found his Twitter. and just send him a message sometimes like, remember me, bitch?
I was just tripping
Keep
that he got my
hating.
email though.
Bro, he did some research.
On mama's, because not saying that it's not dope to be connected or known to know a person like you, but it was just like, bro, me and you ain't never did no music.
He did his research.
Yeah, he did his research.
He was studying
bro.
Portland.
I was like, bro, get your mans.
Yep. But I was excited though.
Before I get off on this nigga, bro. It was a
And
white
look,
boy.
I'm gonna tell you now, any other motherfuckers come to you, get off on their ass. Cause I'm excited about it. Cause one thing, and this is free game, and hopefully the haters don't watch this, but hopefully they do. Because I want them to hate. Because when you look at a Beyonce video, she one of the biggest artists in the world. It's going to have 20,000 likes and 2,000 dislikes. But those 2,000 people watched that motherfucker.
And commented.
Tekashi 6ix9ine
And shared it.
only has streams because of haters. He will literally get 20 million plays from people who think he's a bitch.
I don't think so now. I think niggas. I think the views
Look.
he's getting now are from people that really fuck with him.
I'm going to tell you like this. It's half and half. And it might be more haters. If 6ix9ine did not have the haters, he would be a regular rapper as big as like Kai Bands or like one of them guys. Shout out to Kai Bands, not saying that he's not big. But you know what I'm saying? One of them guys was Stockton. He would be like a Stockton artist.
EBK.
And yeah, and not saying that they're not big, but you know what I'm saying though.
Those are
Because
the
they're
views-
huge.
Those are the views he's getting, like 256.
If he didn't have the haters, he wouldn't be bigger than them.
I know for a fact, I get what you're saying. I definitely agree with that because they said that the majority of his views came from ads. And so if you push in real ads, that means probably 25% of that is probably your real fan base.
And think
So,
about
yeah,
the
you
haters
probably
when
only
he
getting
first,
2,000,
he only got
200,000.
popping because of haters. When he first came out, he was getting shared because look at this dumb nigga. Look at this rainbow head bitch.
Oh, even
Look at-
before
what's up
that.
with this dude? He's
Before
just
that
getting,
too.
that's how he got
He
popping.
used to wear shirts that say rape victim and shit like that and HIV and STDs.
So he only got
Yeah.
popping from people being like, this dude's a weirdo. He's a dummy.
Yeah.
Look at this
Yeah.
fucking idiot.
Yeah, I
So-
watched the documentary. That shit was kind. I watched it
To
just
an
to see what was
extent,
going
I've never
on.
seen it.
I know that
decent.
Dear
The nigga
Portland
from
Police
Portland made it.
hasn't even caught its real stride yet because it hasn't got to all the haters.
Yeah.
I feel where
You
you're
put up
coming
a poster at Dear Portland Police. Sometimes people pull over their car, go out of their way to tear it down because they're so angry. They're like, "What the fuck is this?"
I love watching.
Why-
it.
Dear Portland Police. Oh my
Hey,
god.
the flag
You
thing.
feel me?
Hey, the Black Lives Matter flag that be hanging at the white dude with the All American flag in the pickup truck be hopping
Oh.
out for it. Love
from.
watching
They be
that shit.
mad.
So it's
Love
like
watching that shit.
even when I did Dear Willamette Week, I took a note out of 6ix9ine's book because when I would study 6ix9ine, even though I knew something was going wrong there.
Yeah.
Even when I first seen him with a whole bunch of bloods, I said something is strange about this.
And then he
When
signed the Hoover.
when they was getting invested by the FBI, I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like I was spooked for humans. You feel me? So when I first seen him popping, so he was on
weird
This
as
Is
fuck.
50, and the dude asked him, what do you got to say to the haters? And he was like, I appreciate y'all. Because if it wasn't for y'all, he said, before I had haters, I was getting hundreds of thousands of plays. When I got haters, that's when I start to get millions. So he said, without y'all, I'm a regular rapper. So when I heard that, or even P. Diddy used to say he loved his haters. And I used to wonder, like, back in the day, like, why the fuck does Diddy love his haters? I hate them bitches.
Did he really have haters like that?
P. Diddy had haters.
West Coast haters.
Well,
But you gotta think,
Yeah.
everybody got haters. Because it's gonna be some people that just hate P. Diddy because they're like, he represents materialism. They're not gonna like that. They're gonna be like, it's not all about
But
money.
that was an East Coast
It's not-
thing, though.
You feel me?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when I heard that, I was like, because sometimes I would delete my haters' comments.
I need them.
I remember one time I was getting 30,000 plays on this video, and I feel like I stunted his growth because there was about to be a hater having a whole discussion with my fans, but I blocked him. And I feel like when I blocked him, the plays kind of slowed down at that 30,000. We probably would have got 100. So
I feel what you're talking about.
when
Let
now,
them keep going.
because it gets help with the algorithm. When I did Dear Willamette Week, right, I put the Willamette Week on the ground, and I took a water bottle.
Yeah, what was that situation too after you're done with it?
I poured the water bottle. I told the cameraman, get down below my knees and film in between my legs. And when I pour that water bottle, it looks like I'm pissing on a newspaper. So when people saw that, that's the opening scene that I'm pissing on the newspaper. Illusion is a motherfucker.
Right.
For real.
Because people legit, I was in an apartment complex that looked like projects. You think I pulled my dick out and broad day and fucking pissed on it?
But people thought you did.
Some
People did. So
people will assume some shit.
when that shit came out, first of all, there were certain people that were spooked for me. They were like, now you're not going to get support from Willamette Week. Now you done fucked up your
You
local.
didn't really need it though.
If that's how I was figured, because they never wrote about me, but I was already one of the biggest artists in Portland.
The Willamette
But-
Week, to me, they've always had problems when it
When
comes
the
to
Willamette-
he do be speaking on
But
that,
when
though.
I dissed them, finally, one of their journalists who I've been wrote hit me back. He said, "Oh yeah, I like pretty much that. I like that. Explain it to me," and sent me a list of questions. And I said, "Yep, I'll answer every question you got. It's about motherfucking time." When the Willamette Week put that out, it was outside of Portland hip hop. Well, because Willamette Week has
Yeah, they were on the bullshit. They got the girl from Las Swiggle.
yeah, for sure,
And they
but
called her a Portland artist.
yeah, and I rapped about that.
Who?
Win. Her name is Win. I
Who
rapped
is
about.
she? Who is? I've never.
She's popping on like the battle scene. She got a name because she went viral. People thought she was Eminem's daughter. She's a big artist, and I have respect for her because I did speak on her in that song.
But
I
she-
said,
she's- but she shouldn't
I
be
said it's
considered
young
Portland.
Swiggle, voice of the young people, here to tell you hip hop doesn't live in Lake Oswego. And the dude literally
like
picked
that.
that bar and was
I
like,
like that.
when you said this line, were you talking about Win? And I answered yes. And I said
she had,
and I said she's really. I said something like it was more like she was a casualty because her privilege puts her where she's at, and a lot of white
it's not
artists,
respected.
a lot of artists were angry at me for saying
it's
that.
somewhat respected because she did get the verse from Versatile, right?
And Damian Lillard, and
Damian
she
Lillard.
introduced me to Dame that day. That's why I say I got love for Win.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So
but
she is respected.
when all that shit went down, a lot of people got on me about that. You can't say that she got to where she's at because of white privilege and you're talking down on her and woo woo. But Win herself hit me up because a bunch of her fans sent her the article. And she hit me and said she agreed with me. And she said she knows she had white privilege and it's not her intention to overshadow artists. You know what I'm saying? And so, but when the Willamette Week dropped that article, it went beyond Portland hip hop. It went beyond the black community. It went beyond the hip community. It was old white people reading that shit. And it was old white people watching that video. And some of them were appalled. They was like, why would he urinate on the newspaper? Like, what's wrong with these kids these days? You feel me? So there was a whole side of it of people that were outraged. Like, this is ridiculous. This is vulgar. This is inappropriate.
Your situation as an artist, or did it
No,
help?
I needed it because I needed my haters. I needed to get out there and get in front of the people that didn't want to hear what I was saying so that they could talk about me. Because there's no real celebrity who's not being talked about in a negative way. They're going to be talked about in a positive way, yes.
Right.
But there's no real celebrity who doesn't get both sides. And I need to embrace both sides. You feel me? That's why I did Dear Portland Police. That's why I did Dear Willamette Week. A lot of the Dears, I did Dear White Portland. And sometimes I sit down and I think about how can I upset these people? And it's not even about upsetting them, but how can I be so myself that I'm not worried about upsetting people? Because a lot of times when I am writing my lyrics, I'm editing myself in that way. When I'm on social media, I can't say whatever I want. I have sponsors. I have fans. So I have to be careful. And sometimes I'm ready to just be like, when I did Dear Willamette Week, I called a lawyer because we burned their newspapers in the video. We did an image that looked like I was peeing on their newspaper. I wanted to make sure I wasn't slandering them or doing something illegal that I could, you know what I'm saying? And the lawyer was like, nah, everything you doing sounds like freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of press, woo, woo, woo. He's going through my rights because I was spooked. I be trying to think sometimes, what can I do that's going to scare me?
When it comes to labeling your art, do you refer to yourself as a rapper or an artist?
Honestly, I'm both because I can't lie and say I'm not a rapper. I rap like a motherfucker, but I sing. You feel me? I write books. You know what I'm saying? I act. So while I am an artist, I'm all those things too.
Right. You was in the TV shows.
Multiple movies, TV
Come on, man,
shows.
talk about it.
You dig? Yeah.
What's some of Swiggle Mandela's roses?
Man, just in general,
Yeah.
man, bruh, I got so many stories. I think I think meeting Jim Jones and then actually having JC put together that feature and then actually being cool with their team and really fucking with their family and it's more than just music with Vamp Life and Bird Gang and having that vision since I was a kid. I always loved Jim Jones. Like literally I used to watch him directing videos and made me want to direct videos. Like
I almost wanted to call your brother when he did the shit with Bun B.
Yep.
I wanted to call that nigga so bad and be like, nigga.
Hey, the Bun B is old too. Yeah. He did that Bun B song in 2010.
That's crazy.
But that was before we was really on DSPs and really like on Spotify and all of that shit. And so like, but yeah, even like, man, let me think. I think really for me, my album. My new album, Movie Money, it drops July 30th. All of y'all are welcome to the release party. Y'all can all get in for free. It drops July 30th. It's called Movie Money. And it features Westside Boogie. It features Rob Vicious, who's from Shoreline Mafia. Right. Well, they broke up now, but he was one of the main members of Shoreline Mafia. I got a song on there that features like 5 singers and a guitar player. You feel me? Like it's like an R&B record. And so just that whole creation and man, bruh.
What was the thought process behind this album?
Honestly, I want to teach more about wealth. I want to teach. That's why it's called Movie Money, because movies make a lot more money. A lot of money. Movies make a lot of money. You know, when you look at the number, it's like, oh shit, it produced this. What?
It'd be like a $2.5 million budget and made 30 million.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, they be hitting 100 million, 200 million. You be like, okay. And I'm a big fan of movies. I watch every movie, even if it's weak. I watch it just to see if it was weak.
I just bought 5 today.
Yeah, I like the movies that people think are weak. I like the good movies, I like the bad. I watch all. Started from my dad. You feel me? And my mom. Yeah, I love movies, and that's why. And then the album was financed a lot by the acting shit that I do, and I just be in the background like. You know, they say Andre 3000's filming a movie here. He is. You feel me? And I think, you know what I'm saying? Well, shit like that. I be in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're just the background?
Extra. So yeah, so it'd be like, but sometimes you'll be a consistent character because let's say the show I worked on called Shrill takes place in Portland. It's about a newspaper. So the woman works at the newspaper place. I'm one of the employees there. So they want to keep you consistent.
Yeah.
I got a desk. I'm literally a part of this setup. So if there's an office party, roller skating, I need to be there because I'm, you know what I'm saying? It goes together.
That's hard.
You feel me? Or like I did Wonderland Murders, which was like a documentary about all the crazy murders in the Northwest, you know, like the murder shows. And they had me be SWAT. So I suited up. I was able to like kick in the door and you know what I'm saying? They show you how you're supposed to be walking and holding the guns like actual SWAT people there.
I would love to get into that shit. That's hard.
And then so they like, okay, we need an extra person because they need people. So I can actually plug you because this is a growing industry in Portland. So they like,
I'm ready
well,
for the
he was
business.
SWAT and his face was covered up. So let's make him the hotel guy. So then I'm the hotel guy.
Multiple roles.
Yeah, and then they're like, and they want people there. So it's people overworked in this industry, to be honest. And it might be the light guy. They're like, bro, can you please be one of the people at the party? And he's like, bro, it's my birthday. I'm finna leave. He's been there all fucking day. And they're like, what about you?
You get paid good?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You were the hotel guy and the SWAT guy, but in the hotel, you were facing the camera. So maybe we turn you around, put a hat on you, and you could be at the party. So you're meeting directors. I meet like famous Hollywood actors. You feel me? I met Dave Franco because he directed his first movie in Portland. And it's called The Rental. It's already out. You can watch the end of the movie. My daughter's in it, everything. You feel me? And really, I got to shout out to my wife because she's the one who really put me into, because the music slows down. And I was telling her, we need to pay bills. So she like, yo, we need to figure something out. And I'm like, I just want to do entertainment. I don't want to, like, even though the music is slowing down, I don't want to go stock shelves somewhere or go, you know what I'm saying? She's like, okay, well, let's figure that out. And so she started to look into acting and just started on Craigslist and just started going into that hole. You feel me? Ended up with a talent agency. And then she ended up volunteering for that guy and interning for him. And like dang near taking all his game to where we didn't even need a talent agency because she became the talent agency. You feel me? And then she getting me on Netflix, Hulu, Discovery, Xbox commercials, Honda commercials, movies. Like she getting the kids in the shit, commercials, all the, you know what I'm saying? So,
everybody getting a check around
exactly,
this bitch.
So
Hey, wifey sound like the soldier.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like really when you get into that industry, you realize how many people are in it. If there's a scene at a mall, they need every kind of person.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You can't be like, oh, you're too old to act. There's old people at the mall. You can't be like, oh, you have too many tattoos. This scene takes place in Portland. They want people with tattoos.
Keep it weird.
I got tattoos
You know what I'm saying?
everywhere.
So you can't be like, oh, your hair is blonde or your hair is pink or blue. They're not gonna want you. They want everybody.
That's crazy.
Because you gotta think about it, if you're shooting a Walmart commercial. Come on now, how many movies you seen a big dude in?
We gonna see the fat Mac on the stage?
You know what I'm saying? How many movies you seen a big dude in? You know what I'm saying? Some of the biggest actors is big dudes when you really think about it. So it's like that financed the album. So that's really, and I think a lot of people want to ignore the fact that Portland needs more money coming to artists.
Yes.
It's not a secret.
Yes.
It's the elephant in the room. It's the whale in the room. People want to act like it's not there. Portland artists are not getting enough money. It's not just rappers. Cause Snoop could come here and get 20, 30, 50,000 if he wants. He can. You know what I'm saying? Justin Bieber can come here
from a paid show perspective.
From period. Endorsements, merch, shows, because there's not enough money coming through here even for painters, or it's just art is not as appreciated. Even
the entertainment,
even
I would say the
period.
entertainment is not appreciated, because I've heard that from many people, even in the adult film industry. They're like, yeah, here in Portland,
or even like this. People were surprised that when I got to the protest, I started talking about money.
That's what it is.
You want to do better schools? You need money. You want to do police reform? You need money.
Right.
I was telling my girl
people didn't know why. They was like, well, that sounded very materialistic, very capitalist, very woo woo woo.
No.
So, and some people understood. And I'm gonna tell you, when I got to that protest and I got up there and I felt like this was mine to begin with.
Right.
But they have been depriving me of 10,000 people crowds. You feel me? It's supposed to. The city's supposed to give that to us, 10,000 people crowds, so that we don't tear this bitch up. They supposed to say, well, here, yep, hip hop festival, waterfront, 90,000 people can come, so that we are appreciated. That's what they're supposed to do. But instead, they don't do it. So then when I finally get in front of 10,000 people at Irving Park, I'm gonna talk about some motherfucking money. And when it's majority white people there, oh yeah, you want to know how to support us? You go to the black food carts. You pay the black photographer.
You feel me?
You go to the black dentist.
Talk about it.
You stream my shit. You take out your phone right now and put in your search bar SWIGGLE Mandela like Nelson in every search bar. And if your phone dying, make a note. And then you go on Spotify and you stream Dear Portland Police. And I don't give a fuck. You feel me? You want to support me? Buy some shit. And you know what they did? They bought some shit.
It's crazy.
And when they bought that CD for $100, you know what the subject was on Cash App? Black Lives Matter.
You said they bought the CD for $100?
When they bought that CD for $100?
Yeah.
When they pulled up and spent $500 on merch?
My nigga got his issue.
I'm not playing about it. And for the people who don't wanted to say, don't make no money at protest, or I didn't make no money at protest, why didn't you? When it's a movement that's supposed to benefit you. Black Lives Matter. Is it Black Deaths Matter? So we gonna wait till the police beat the fuck out of Swiggle before we show him support? Because now his eye is black, and now we gotta say, oh, fuck the police, and let's get behind Swiggle. No, nigga. You gonna fuck with me because I'm a black life, nigga.
Right now.
Period.
In it for less.
You don't got to wait till the police beat me up, nigga. Period. Because I made a song talking about vote for Teresa Rayford in 2018 on my album Port Amsterdam.
I was really hoping she won. I was really hoping she won.
The shit that I did Dear Portland Police in 2018. I did 40 Acres in a New Car You feel me? 2015, 16. I was recording songs about burning slave ships at the Salvation Army, nigga, in 2003. So it's in me, nigga. My name is Mandela. It's my mom named me.
More on some political shit since the gate.
Yeah, so niggas can't act like, oh, you didn't come to enough protests, or how come you went and you talked about money, nigga, because my mom named me Mandela. My first name is Bo-Mandela. That's my first name. You feel me? My last name is Cordetta. My dad told me, like, because a lot of my friends, when we joined the Nation of Islam, they wanted to change their last name because they knew that their last name came from a slave master. So they changed their last name. And I remember we wanted to change our name. And my dad told us, your name is like Filipino. It didn't come from a slave master. So just the whole knowledge of who I am. Nigga, my mama let me ditch school if there was a protest when I went to Jeff. Oh, they doing something for Mexican people downtown for the... you're excused from school. Nigga, like, this has been, you know what I'm saying? So, nigga, we went to the Million Family March, nigga, when I was 9, 10 in Washington, D.C. Mm-hmm. So it's like, this shit has been in me. So
your mom really paved the way for you to be as political as you are right now.
Oh, for sure. Because when my name was Mandela, she didn't even tell me. I had to learn. I'd be at school just seeing something, Mandela, who is that? You feel me? I learned how to read from a Martin Luther King book.
Yep, I learned the speech.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. From a children's Martin Luther King book. That's where I first was, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Nigga was watching Roots. My mom made us watch Roots when we was like 9, 10. Like, okay, it's time, gather around.
I seen that shit for the first time being grown. Like,
you feel me? My mom made me watch Amistad when we was kids.
Movie. That shit's scary as hell.
What is that?
Bro, it's about when the slaves revolted and stole the slave ship and went to court. Look at my hair standing up again. Went to court.
Oh, yeah.
And
Jay, text that to me.
You feel me?
I got the VHS.
I'll look it up right now. And Amazon, folks.
You know what I'm saying?
I got the digital too.
And it give you the history. A lot of people don't know. If we go on Google right now and we Google how many slaves died during the slave trade in the Middle Passage, it's gonna say 2 million. It's gonna say something like 2 million. Bro, it's something like 20 million. How do you count? How do you count when they throwing off black people off them ships? If one gets sick, they'll throw 300 off.
Yeah.
Y'all all might get sick.
Y'all infected.
Or about them chiefs. About them chiefs who when they down there and they all laying on top of each other and it's bad, and he say, you know what? As chief, as leader, as elder, we all jumping off tonight. Wherever this is headed, we're not headed.
Have you by any chance ever been on the slave ships that they have in the South?
I ain't been on one yet.
Yeah, that shit.
They got
or the moms, G. Yeah. The moms who done seen them cut off the chief's dick. They done seen... They done seen the queen's ears be cut off and her breasts be cut off and she bled to death and she got a daughter. She said, nah, me and my baby jumping off tonight.
Tonight.
I'm smothering my baby tonight.
That quote that
or when he coming through raping all the women and it's a dad and he got a daughter, she's 14, he thinking in his mind, I'm finna break her neck tonight.
Yeah.
He ain't finna have my daughter.
I remember
before they get on the slave ship, it's mamas banging their kids against trees before they get on, babies. Like before they looking up ahead and they see niggas, they see kings hanging. They see kings hanging. They taking their baby and slamming him on the ground.
They rather have him die by them, by that.
So when you can't count how many people died, they say 2 million on Google. You feel me? It's 20 million. You feel me? More. And one of my ancestors, one of y'all ancestors was on there and said, okay, we riding this one out.
Yeah.
When I get up there and I'm talking my shit for that dude, that woman, that king, that queen, that human, that spirit that was on that ship and said, I'm gonna hold it down for my great.
Yeah. My thing about you.
So when I got on that stage up there, oh yeah, I'm gonna need mine.
Right.
Cause it belonged to me. Cause somebody lived through it for me.
Yeah.
And so people say, well, you can't say this or you can't say that. Well, my dog. You might be able to, and when it was black people saying it to me, you got an argument because your ancestor was there with mine. So I hear you out. But both our ancestors was there. So this hill was given to me in blood that I stood on in front of 10,000 people. Ain't nobody finna tell me what to say.
Right.
I could get up here and say butt shit fuck if I want.
My thing
You feel
about
me?
that I
Somebody
fuck
got
with-
whipped so I could stand up here.
My thing about you that I fuck with is that from the first time meeting you, you've always been on, I got a message. It's never been on like, there's artists, including myself in this conversation, we speak the negative, we go crazy, sometimes we get a little bit ignorant, but every time I've actually heard you speak, it's always been on a positive message.
And you know, we do shit that people think is ignorant.
Yeah.
We the way we celebrate.
Yeah.
Cause what y'all do, I don't think it's ignorant. I call it ignorant because it's fun to call it ignorant. You feel me? It's fun to call it because it is ignorant. Fuck it. What is ignorant? Is ignorant a bad thing? You dig what I'm saying? Because who taught us etiquette? Why would I give a fuck? You see what I'm saying?
I can dig it. I dig it.
Even the whole, bro, just everything. I know that what we do, what we create is on us. You know what I'm saying? The culture that we create, we don't want nobody coming in here grabbing on all the women, being rude, trying to be overly.
Yeah.
So we gonna make sure the women is straight. That's a part of our culture.
Right.
In some countries, that's not a part of their culture.
No, the women
You can
are-
snatch a lady up and
They ain't
you
gonna
know what I'm
do a
saying?
damn thing.
Exactly.
Second
So
citizens.
I know that you really create culture through power. Because there is no such thing as right or wrong. It's how you want it to be. If I want my kids to be in this way and you can't harm my kids, that's because that's how I want it. Not because that's right. It's right to me. Because a right to a shark is eat, kill. You feel me? That's why you get some humans that's born like that. They born serial killer, fucked up, because they know there's no such thing as right or wrong. It's even like the government. They try to play us and trick us like, just like
You
they was
think a
telling us
motherfucker-
we was wrong, it was bad, it was, and we never believed them.
Do you think the motherfuckers that end up like that were born like that, or you think that's a learned trait?
I think we're all born like that. We're all born with that killer instinct because we're the same as a lion. You know what I'm saying? You tap into it when you want to. They just tapped into it 24/7. You tap into it when somebody come for your kids. You know what I'm saying? You tap into it.
You got to be provoked.
It's in you. You know what I'm saying?
I dig it.
And with us, we adapt to a more chill and peaceful lifestyle because that's just the way our being moved into it. Right. Some people, even war. Why is war so popular? Why has war been? We always in a fucking war. Even when it ain't a war, we somewhere in a war.
Bro, I've always thought that, like, nigga, since we're in another war.
Because it's
what
just
happened to the last
nature. I almost said human nature, but it's just nature. Because even a weed gonna kill a flower.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So even death, it's like it's a part of like my you know what I'm saying? We all got people who passed on. Rest in peace. I be thinking about it, tripping because my auntie passed away recently, and the way she was talking about it before she passed. You know what I'm
She
saying?
knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here. And it was sounding like she was just moving on to another state. Like it was like her next step. It wasn't like it was over in my mind the way she was talking about it. Because she has always been ahead of me. As I met her, she already had grandkids. Because she's my mom's oldest sister.
Oh, shit.
When my mom was born, she was already grown. She got kids my mom's age. So the aunties that I call auntie is really my cousin. But they grew up with my mom like her age, so they're like my mom's sister.
So it's more of an age thing for you. That's
For
why.
sure. So like we never even thought of her as an auntie. We all call her Gram. Even though she's not my grandma. We know her mama. That's our grandma.
That's
You know what I'm
just
saying?
her nickname.
That's her name, Gram. And when she passed on, it was like she knew. So when I look at the whole world, I just be thinking like, it's crazy how it's really lawless. It's really lawless. Law is just enforced by power and violence. Whoever got the army is gonna be able to, and even that. You remember they tried to ban alcohol? What was that called?
The prohibition.
Prohibition.
Right.
You can't stop that.
No. Niggas was drinking. Fuck
Like
me.
a motherfucker. And then the mafia got control of the whole trade, and now they making all the money. So they had to make it legal because they're like, we can't have these criminals be billionaires.
Balling out of control.
Because if you go buy it off the street, you're gonna get paint in your shit. You might die. You gotta get it from the mafia. Unless you know how to make it yourself.
Years later, now we got the weed going into the legalization.
You feel me?
Same thing.
So
Same
when
game.
I approach even when I approach music, like I have been smoking weed in my videos. I remember my dad seen me smoking weed in my video in 2010. He was spooked.
My mom put me in rehab.
He probably just didn't. Because your pops, from this, what it sounds like, is he's real old school.
And that shit got 100,000 plays. Cause we was with the homie Big Swag. He had songs with Gucci Mane, Nipsey Hussle, Jim Jones. Yeah, shout out my nigga. That's where my name came from, Swiggle. And we did 100,000 plays. My dad was spooked. And we was like, man, we gonna smoke weed forever.
Yeah.
Like, and my dad's a big Bob Marley fan, so it's like he put the shit in us.
Right.
Like, my dad is like a big Jimi Hendrix fan, a big Red Hot Chili Peppers. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so
What's next for Swig? What's going on?
honestly, the album and teaching, because the album is a lesson. Like, you really got to figure out, like, stop trying to run from that money. Stop trying to say we need to do free shows and we need to don't ask for money and just do.
Who's saying that?
Bro, when you start to get in these circles, and shout out to anybody who ever supported me in any way. But there's a lot of people who feel like, though sometimes the work that you do, right? Mm-hmm. If I go talk to some kids out of school, they might not want to pay you for that. Because you shouldn't want to get paid for that.
Man.
But at the end of the day, sometimes they will cut you that check. Sometimes they will cut you that check, and that's big love. That's big respect.
This is how I look at it. If I'm supposed to get paid for it, give it to me. You feel me? If I'm coming wanting to do this at the kindness of my heart, that's a whole different situation.
But here's the deal, though.
Don't hide no money from me that I'm supposed to be giving.
They don't know they're supposed to give it to us, and that's why with movie money,
what I was about to say.
And when I'm talking about it, and when people hear me talk about it, because when you hear the music, a lot of the music is just good music.
Right.
But when I talk about what the goal was, bruh, my album is $20. You can get it on Bandcamp. You can get it a physical copy.
What's the date?
July 30th. It's like 10 days or something, 11 days. It's finna go down.
11.
And you can stream it, share it, press like, all that shit, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna give artists free studio time. I'm gonna buy somebody a music video. I'm gonna give artists a chance to sell tickets and make some money. When you support an artist like me, you're literally changing the world. You're changing the city. Like, you're putting a different spin on it. Like, it's really gonna be a difference in the way that it's carried. So we have to create that wealth. We can't keep not getting $2,000 for a local show. Cause yes, I've made a lot of money bringing my homie here from out of town or something, and I've made a lot of money at shows. I'm not gonna lie, I done made $1,000 at a show. I done made $2,000 at a show because I got dope ass fans, and it just be my show, and all my homies performing. Everybody helps me out. And I done pay the people. You know what I'm saying? When people come perform at my shows, or if I can't pay you, I'm gonna take care of you.
Right.
You gonna eat, you gonna smoke, you gonna drink. I might be able to pay you later. I'm gonna take care of people. You know what I'm saying? So that's what people gotta understand about this music shit. In New York, in Atlanta, in Texas, and it's not even just rap. It's a folk singer who bought their grandmama a house because they make music. And in Portland, we can't keep. I was one of the biggest rappers in Portland when I took the bus. Because in Portland, money is not the thing. We're not thinking about that. We're thinking about how hot it is. Does it sound good? How many plays do you have?
Well,
how many followers do you have? What are your streams like?
They don't need. I found out early on. I had to leave to go to Cali to come back and be like, y'all not doing it right. They don't know. That's really what it is. A lot of these hip hop artists don't know because one, there's nobody to teach them, and two, nigga, where you gonna learn it from?
Right.
You feel me? If you're looking out saying, man, I'm trying to be like Oakland, I'm trying to be like the Bay, I'm trying to be like Atlanta, I'm trying to be like New York, that's all you're saying is I want to be. All you're watching is the YouTube videos.
And see, I can testify to that because it's like I'm originally from California.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would consider me a California artist, but I got my start here in Portland.
sure.
So if I started making music here in Portland and got my shit together here in Portland, then what I've learned was from Portland. So with that being said, I didn't start catching on to different shit until I went to Atlanta, until I went back home and started doing shows. Like, nigga, we doing this backwards. My
whole mentality came from all that shit I was telling you. Like, I was throwing shows at high school. My mom, I was selling final calls at 9 years old. Feel me? I remember one time we was on Killingsworth and MLK with the Nation of Islam, selling final calls, selling bean pie, and everybody was taking a lunch break. And I'm like, I'm finna keep selling my papers, bro. I'm finna keep selling my shit because I'm trying to really run this up. And I remember like my mentor coming up to me, shout out to Rasan, and being like, "Are you still selling papers?" And he took the final calls from me. I was holding them for so long, I had ink on my hands. Nigga, I made more money than everybody on the block, even the adults. You feel me? And this is where I come from. I remember even my older brother was like, okay, like I gotta make more money than him tomorrow. Cause that's how we are. Steel sharpens steel. You feel me? My mom was having us going door to door selling candy, like, you know what I'm saying? Middle school.
Where can the people find you at so that way they can support you?
Swiggle Mandela everywhere. SWIGGLE Mandela like Nelson. Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube. You feel me? Swiggle Mandela LFGM on Cash App, nigga. I'm verified. You dig? You know what I'm saying? You know, all of that shit though. Type my name in any search bar. Fuck with me, like. You know what I mean? Swiggle Mandela everywhere, and come to the show July 30th. It's at Rainbow City. It's $15 to get in, but we not turning around people who are actually fans who don't have the money, or if you just want to buy that album, so that's all the money you brought. We're not gonna turn nobody around.
Lit, man. I've been love DJing out there, man. Rainbow City, low key. Lit.
Okay,
July 30th.
I've been hearing some people, and I'm dropping a video that day. Ooh, it's bruh.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be in New Orleans, so yeah, we gonna. Man, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to miss that one.
Oh, it's all good because you know
I'll be back from Seattle that day.
The whole album gonna be a movement, just everything about it, with the videos, the music, just because you know we got fans all over the place. There's gonna be plenty of people in different states that can't make it. Just show support, man. Just fuck with the album, share it. It's a crazy body of work. I took my time on it. It's a real classic rap album.
How many tracks is on there?
I think it's 12. It's 12. And I only released one, Needed, with Westside Boogie. That's the only one I put out. I held on to everything else. I don't know how I did it, but I did.
Besides that track that you put out, what's your favorite track on there?
Damn near all of them, bro, because it's too hot. Like
I could say that about Blue Aries, but I got my one.
I got my favorites though, because I think Take the Lead is definitely one of my favorites because it has multiple singers on there, and it's like an R&B song, and it's like it's a crazy feel. The one with Rob Vicious, Planet of the Babes, is definitely one of my favorites. Planet of the Babes. I wrote a song for my daughters, and I never did that before, so that's one of my favorite. Rappy made the beat. Shout out to Rappy. Yeah, Cordetta Boys. You know, Move Makers is a movement, and Facial, the intro, because it's like a classic rap intro. Like I just rap. You feel me? Yeah, for sure.
That part. How y'all fellas feel about this podcast?
Yeah.
Man, this shit was crazy, stupid lit.
My nigga.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Appreciate you for coming.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. For the people watching and for the people listening, I greatly appreciate you.
Was I supposed to spit that shit, or how we gonna do that?
Oh, man, we got it.
Cause I was gonna say we might. The reason why I remember too, cause I was gonna forget, is cause I was gonna spit Facial. It's my song, but it go to that beat. It's my intro.
Got you.
And it's unreleased, so nobody heard it.
Again, man, for the people watching and for the people listening, I greatly appreciate you. If this
We
is your
finna give
first
them that
time
gas.
watching, I fucks with you the long way. If this is your first time tapping in your car and you listening, I greatly appreciate you. Follow us on Instagram at IG Everything XL. Follow us on Facebook at Everything XL. Yeah, man.
Let's do it. How do I hear the beat?
Oh no, we about to do that on something else. See,
On something else.
Bro, this
Okay.
nigga giving away free game right now, bro.
I'm giving away all the
Play
game.
this nigga a fucking song, bro.
Okay, all the game.
Money militia, lot familiar. What up, Jones?
Hood nigga, I ain't ducking shit.
I brought the squad with me.
Hood nigga, I ain't ducking shit. Facts. Got the bag on me, don't fucking trip. It's lit. It's up and it's stuck, bitch.
Stuck, bitch.
She dead. Now jump up in this truck, bitch. Hood nigga, and I'm fucking rich. Facts. Jewelry out, I ain't tucking shit.
No.
Got it on me, don't fucking trip. Loaded. Got the bag on me, don't fucking trip. Hood nigga, I ain't ducking shit. Fucker. Bag on me, don't fucking trip.
Hood nigga, I ain't ducking shit. Typhoon with the fucking drip. All out, no Celtics jersey. Green and white, that's a double flip. Need a